Hello out there. The time has come. I got my first request video. Somebody requested that I take apart this Parrot mini jumping drone. I hadn't honestly really heard of it before. So it's got a camera and some lights and a microphone and speakers. So you control it with your phone, steer it around, and then it jumps. It can either jump straight up or jump kind of more forward. Kind of an interesting idea. Now that I've had it for a while and played with it a little bit, I've got some thoughts. And they fall into three categories. One is the usability, like how fun it is to use on your phone and the execution of that. Two is the setup process, getting the app on your phone and how that was all planned out. And third, we'll get into exactly how it jumps and build quality and things as I take it apart. As far as how fun it is to use, I thought it was kind of cool. We drove it around the basketball court at the park. I'll put some video of that in here now. It jumps around. You can make it roll around in circles, spin around. There's some pre-programmed moves where it spins around or jumps or does a flip. So that's kind of cool. Try to make it go upstairs, things like that. It's really hard because you don't really have very fine control, but it's kind of fun for an hour or two, and then that's about it for me. They make this thing super light. The wheels are kind of a foam. Everything is plastic. It's surprisingly light when you pick it up. Let's see how much it actually does weigh. 192 grams. So yeah, pretty light. This is the battery, so it's pretty small. It's a LiPo, 3.7 volts, 550 milliamp hours. It's fine. It drove around for quite a while. I was actually surprised with how long it went. Right out of the box, setting this guy up on your phone, I'll be honest, was a huge pain in the ass. You have to download the app. The instructions actually tell you to get the wrong app. There's a specific app for their jumping bots, which I found out looking online because the other drone app doesn't work for it. Then once I got it installed, you have to sign up for an account, you have to activate it, and then it took like a day and a half of me futzing with it. I think it was just something on their end ended up going through on the account, and then the next day I just tried it and it worked. I know controlling things with your phone is kind of the way things are going. I get it, it's super handy. Everybody's carrying around a computer and a really nice screen in their pocket. Why not use it? But they gotta find a better way. That was painful. Then when I did get it working, there's like buttons missing that didn't show up in the app. The video feed on the screen was actually pretty good. I was pretty impressed with it. But the buttons missing was kind of bad. I had to look up video of somebody else using it and see which buttons did what. So as far as how it jumps, I wasn't sure. I'm still not sure exactly what's going on in here, but we'll find out as we get in there. I took some slow motion video that I'll play now. But basically the tail section gets sucked in and it loads the springs that are in there. The whole thing tilts up, and then when it releases, it jumps. I think there's basically gonna be a servo mounted to this metal link here, and it's gonna compress the springs real slow and then stores that energy and then shoots off when you hit the button. One thing that would have been really nice is if it could automatically reload the spring after you jump so that you were just a quick button push away from jumping. As it is now, you drive around, you have fun, blah, 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 I want to jump, and then it sits there, it goes, jump. So there's no chance for, surprising anybody or anything like that. It's just sitting there, making a bunch of noise before it jumps. If it could have sat there with the springs preloaded, that would have been even better. So with all that said, let's start digging in. I would like to get just the outer shells apart and then be able to show the jumping mechanism in action, but I'm pretty sure this outer shell is pretty integral to holding the whole thing together. But we'll see what we can do. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention. When you first power this thing up, you charge it till the battery's charged and there's a light that turns green, and then it's good to go. But when you hook up the phone to it, it sits there for a long time, thinking, and then makes a bunch of noise and moves around. I'll play that for you now real time as I'm taking this apart. It's actually pretty startling. I'm noticing there's some little tabs right there and there, and that this whole faceplate might come off in one piece. So you can see camera, speaker, some lights, microphone. It's not wanting to come up. I think I've got all the screws out. Let's try the top. Won't be the end of the world if this thing doesn't work when I'm done, but I do hopefully be able to see it jump or move the jumping mechanism. I think it may just all fall into pieces when I take one screw out. Alright, you can see the motor going into the gearbox. the drive wheels. Looks like there's a connector there, so I should be able to get this off. Anybody know how I'm supposed to get that connector off? Yeah, just yell it at me. Oh well. That's pretty cool. I don't know that we're going to be able to try this without being put together. Pretty sure these posts need to be supported by the top half. Alright, let's see if we can dissect this jumping mechanism. So there's a little motor underneath that turns this whole disc part here. So right now this is in its regular driving around mode. So you can see on this metal beam here there's a pin that goes into this black part, and it basically goes into this space here. So when this disc turns, it'll turn this way. That pin rides along this edge and gets closer and closer to the center of the disc. So that pulls this part this way, which is connected to the springs. So you're compressing the springs. I'm gonna get some brighter lights. Okay, I've had a few more minutes to look at this. A couple other things I've noticed is that on this half fits over the top like this. So the metal bar sliding here goes here. So there's this like bent foil bit with some grease on there, so that's where the metal part slides against. So they don't want it sliding on the plastic, they want it sliding on this nice slippery metal. And then there's also this little switch right here. So when that flips over, that is right about the same area as this little catch here. So there's this post back here. So as the metal jumping leg retracts this way, that post is going to come back and hit this lever, and that's going to swivel out and hit this switch. So I think that is going to tell it that, okay, it's ready to jump. Let's see if I can get these wheels disconnected. Oh, that's not good. Those pins are supposed to stay in there. Oh, well. The pins just pulled out of the connector. All right, got a little less in our way here. Now, I want to try to fire this thing up. I think I can hold it like this. But that little switch that I showed before is not going to get tripped, so it may just try to keep going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it back here, and I'm going to have my thumb on the switch, so hopefully I can catch it in time. All right, I'm going to get my phone out. Let's hope for no sparks. Before I put the battery in, I'm going to make sure the wheel wires are not touching, because remember, it moves as soon as it turns on. Battery in. Now I need to look for the wireless network to show up. There we go. Wi-Fi network is up. Now I go to the app. Uh-huh. It's a very talkative robot. Whenever you pick it up, it makes a bunch of this noise, so actually it probably thinks it's picked up right now, which is kind of annoying. I think I'm gonna try to disable that speaker because that is too much. Ah, much better. I don't know what they were thinking making this thing so freaking noisy. Every time you sneeze at it, it makes a noise. There, okay. Now that we can hear ourselves think, got my finger on the stop switch, and I'm gonna hit the jump button, see what happens. Oh, it says jump not available in this position. So I need to make it think that it's sitting upright. Okay, so to be able to trick it into thinking that it's upright, I had to take another body panel off. Now that little limit switch is just floating out in space. I think I have everything oriented right. Just powered it back up, and we'll see if the Wi-Fi and everything still works, and then we can try to get it going. I think it's gonna talk. There we go. Well, it's thinking about it. I may have it tricked here soon. I got it to jump. Alright, let me go find all those parts. Well, like I suspected, without half the structure holding it together, it didn't hold together. But now we can see the bits. And now I can see this guy, which appears to be a die casting, either zinc or aluminum. The little pin that was the catch for that sensor is just a pressed in tube, looks like. Maybe a roll pin. This guy, yeah, same. Looks like they're just pressed in tubes. Bushing in there. This is the foot that would drag on the ground and be the jumping leg. Let's have a better look at this guy now. So these are the posts that were holding everything in place, and then the other half of the housing was sitting on those, and that's what would have kept it from shooting apart. All right, let's take this guy off. Yeah, so it's just a little kind of splined hole. Then there's the shaft of the gearbox with all the little teeth on it. So these are the little bushings that this diameter rode against. It's pretty good. Some little bronze bushings. I don't know what's going on with all these patterns. Huh. It's not like there's a lot going on right there. Well, there it is. I don't think it'll be jumping anymore. Overall, mechanically and concept-wise, I think it was a very cool product. The software and the phone integration really let it down. If I had to pick one part out of here that was the most interesting, I'd definitely say it's this guy that did the loading and the releasing of the spring. It's definitely the magic part, and the part that would have been the most fun to design in the first place. So that's about all I've got on the Parrot jumping drone. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll see if I can answer them, and keep the requests coming. I thought that was pretty cool. I never would have known this thing existed.
Okay, stay there.